One May morning betime, I met a maid from home had strayed, just as the sun did shine. What makes you rise so soon, my dear, your journey to pursue? Your pretty little feet, they tread so neat, strike off the morning dew. I'm going to feed my father's flock, his young and tender lambs, that over hill and over vale are waiting for their dams. Oh stay, you handsome maid, and rest a moment here, for there is none but you alone that I do love so dear. How gloriously the sun doth shine, how pleasant is the air. I'd rather rest on my true love's breast than any other way. For I am thine and thou art mine, no man shall uncomfort thee. We'll join our hands in wedded bands, and marry we shall be.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes.
He knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed, few people cried. Most people were silent. thinks that he should do his duty. To impress him, takes on its multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all felt that, one way or another.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Monday, the 30th of May, and we have already on the panel ready to join the one and only Wendy Moo. Good evening, Wendy.
Evening, Manny.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, love. Yeah, I'm good.
I tried to reach out to you with a message or two, but you were playing hard to get.
Oh, really? Oh, let me. I may have been on the phone. Let me check. It's a bit late now, isn't it? Doesn't matter now, does it?
Yeah, I got the hint, so don't worry.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay, sorry.
We've got your friend Nazi Ralph in the chat.
Yeah, he can go straight to hell. I'm not interested in him.
What are you talking about? He's a good-looking lad. What's wrong with him?
Who? What?
Ralph.
No, I don't like him. You know, I don't like him.
I like you, Ralph. I take it back. I actually adore you. I think you're awesome as a cuddly toy.
Yeah.
But so, Wendy, shall we get started, or do you want a bit of a warm up, or how are we going to do it?
No, I'm fine. No, I'm absolutely fine.
Good
I'm
stuff.
not scared.
I'm the one that's scared.
No, you're not. Behave yourself.
Okay, look, let's go. Let's start nice and easy. For a minute, I thought Wendy's going to be late. I'll give her 10 minutes. If not, I'm going to get Hassan to come on, and I'm going to say, Hassan, tell us what you think about Wendy. But you came on.
Please. Hassan. Oh, God, no.
So, are the rumors true? Are you or were you a journalist?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on, tell us about it. What can you tell us?
What can I tell you without giving a lot away?
Huh.
I studied at Durham University.
Uh-huh.
I became a journalist when I was 27. I stopped being an investigative journalist when I was 37. That will have been the year that Princess Diana was killed.
You didn't stop because of that incident, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, really? That got to you that much?
Didn't get to me. No, it didn't get to me as an upset me. I saw, because it wasn't the paparazzi's fault, you know. But on the other hand, I could see the way the press had been. Your eyes are open to what you're up to, kind of thing. So I decided to go down another path. Yeah.
Okay. And what path was that? You don't have to tell us if you don't want to.
No, I'd rather not. No.
So on the point of Diana, do you believe the official story, or do you believe a slight alteration, or do you believe in a very much a completely different story?
No, I believe that she died in a tragic road accident. A lot of things could have been done so it didn't happen, but unfortunately, sometimes Diana could be her own worst enemy.
Is it true that Mohammed Al Fayed withdrew the security minutes or hours before the accident?
No, that's a lie.
And what about Mohammed Al Fayed making claims during the court case that he believed that the royal family themselves had sinister motives against him for whatever reason? Did you ever come across any information which agreed with his version?
Look, Mohammed Fayed, he no matter what happened, what he wanted was to become a British citizen, right? And we would not give him that. We never gave him the right to be a British citizen. And he saw Diana as his way in to become that, if you know what I mean. As for, the people that say that she wasn't going to marry Dodi, yes, she was. As for people who say that they weren't going to get engaged, yes, they were.
Is that the MI5?
Yes, MI6. No, actually, it's Mossad tonight telling me.
Oh, why did you have to say that now, Hassan and Ralph?
That's why I said it, yeah.
Hassan and Ralph, well, especially Ralph, he has material for the next 2 months now.
Let me just go on mute a minute. This will take a second.
Okay, sure. Hassan, I'm only joking. I'm only teasing. I know you have a nice place in your heart for Wendy. But seriously, had Wendy not come on within that time? Hassan, actually, you make a good point. The rumours, actually, we'll ask Wendy that next, if the rumours could have been true that she was pregnant.
No, she wasn't pregnant.
There was no evidence of that whatsoever?
None whatsoever, no.
Okay, so you were still young at 37 when you decided to leave the media world. So have you been a lady of leisure?
No, a certain part of the media world. The media world that took me around different places. I wanted to be based at a different level. Yeah, that's all I want to say on that. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So what was the most famous story that you ever worked on or investigated or came
Vanessa
across?
Phelps. Yeah.
Vanessa Phelps?
Yeah.
What? You mean that tub of lard that does the radio?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like, I brought down Lloyd TSB's fraud, or something.
No. I'm going to tell I'm not going to make stories up.
All right, tell me about Vanessa Phelps.
Just to make myself look fantastic. I mean, before that, I can't remember, but anyway, no, it was Vanessa Phelps when she used to have her TV show on TV. The Vanessa Phelps Talk Show, it was called. It used to be on in the morning.
Yeah, I think I remember it. So was it a talk show, or she only used to say a few words during GMTV or something, like a section?
No. It was an actual talk show for an hour, and she'd have different people on there. It was a bit like before Trisha and Kyle, Jeremy Kyle.
Right.
So it was that on that sort of basis, yeah.
Yeah. Trash.
And so I went in there. Kind of undercover, and found out that she was employing actresses and actors to go on there and pretend that they were married couples. So I wrote a story on it, sold it to my favorite newspaper, the Daily Mail, and she lost her job.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
She
But
shouldn't
they
be
all
doing
do. All
it.
those type of talk shows, they all pull fast ones, don't they?
Well, what they do is, yeah, but none of them actually employ, apart from her, actually employ actresses to be, pretend that they're married to an actor, to this guy who's pretending to be her husband, and she knows all about it, so it's all fake. What normally happens on the following shows, like the Trisha and Kyle shows, people who are unemployed would get put up in hotels and get paid, I don't know, a lot of money, Manny, for doing nothing, for going on there and just telling their life story or whatever. Yeah.
Fair enough. So
well, I used to find people to put on there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, interesting. So look, there's about 7, maybe 8 names that people think belong to you. Are any of them?
Yeah.
Are any of them even close?
Not close, no.
But why?
I've
why
got too many enemies. No, I've got too many enemies.
Okay, but let's talk about those enemies, because I've noticed something. But let's list the names of all the people that you've fallen out with since I've kind of been subscribed to your channel. There's been Banksy, that was the first one.
There's been,
Betty.
Yes.
Hassan.
Well, actually, I haven't fallen out with Hassan. Hassan's fallen out with me.
Hassan's fallen out with the whole world, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You had a bit of a tiff with Dupes. Agreed?
Oh yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Sophia Lewis.
Yes.
Sophia Lewis. Who else? Jedi.
Oh yeah. Well, he deliberately went out and mugged white people, so I'm not going to particularly want to get involved with somebody like that.
What about Busker?
Busker is a baby. I let Moon onto my panel, and he flew into one, and I'm not coming on here anymore. You've let Moon Puka on. Yeah.
Esau, I'm loving this chat. I don't know which channel you guys are watching on, but I'm loving this chat. They're giving me all the names. We've got Brian Harvey, Esau, and what's the other one? The chap that Esau hangs around with.
Brian Hull.
Brian. But this is a long list, especially to someone like me that I've not really had any type of spat with anyone. I may have kind of criticized somebody and vice versa, but I've not actually had this kind of EastEnders episode. I'm beginning to spot a pattern with you, Wendy.
Oh, okay. What's this conspiracy?
Rodney K is another one, but Rodney K deserves to be told off. He says some silly things, though he is entertainment. But anyway, so why is this list so long? Why is it? And it's not just you, it's people like Raj as well. Why is it you guys just love having a good argument?
Well, because we just like tell the truth, whether the people like it or not, and won't be moved from our beliefs.
So you're stubborn. You want other people to think like you?
No, I don't want people to think like me, but I also don't want people to think they can change the way I think. Do you understand? Do you see what I mean? I'm not asking them to change the way they're thinking, but don't ask me to change the way I think. I don't like Islam, right? And yet I get people who will call me a racist because I proudly say I don't like Islam.
Okay, so but anyone that calls anyone racist for objecting to an ideology, should you really be taking them seriously?
Well, I don't take them seriously. That's why I have certain names for them. No, not at all.
Victoria, this is being broadcast over 4 channels and 5 platforms. So there's, I don't know if you guys can see, but the numbers on my side is very different. But anyway, we move on. I just wanted to let Victoria and everybody else know that. So you're not a narcissist then, Wendy. You don't need people to kind of follow you, obey you, and actually tell you.
No, good God, no.
But all women are narcissists to some degree, right?
No.
No? What?
No.
So trying to look pretty, doing your hair and going out.
Well,
and
that's
all.
for me. I don't do that for anyone else. I do that for myself. I don't do that. I've never been that guy. I do that for me. And if other people don't like it, tough. I'm doing it for me.
Fair enough. I've seen that photograph of you in the. Is it a yellow skirt you're wearing?
Oh yeah.
You were a bit of a party animal, huh?
Yeah. I used to get get around a bit. Yeah.
That's
But
good.
just not drinking. Never used to drink. And just having fun.
Oh, really? You're a teetotaler, are you?
Always have been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm impressed and disappointed at the same time because you've missed out.
Right.
But what do you do? Like some people reach for a drink when they're a little bit stressed to take the edge off. What have you always done?
What do I do
Chocolate.
to take the? No, I don't eat chocolate. Well, meditate, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I certainly
Well,
don't have any alcohol. No, don't need that stuff.
So were you? I mean, I've done a lot of research on why people drink and the state of mind and the psychology and stuff, and I found people that don't tend to drink had a fairly pleasant childhood and they had very calm parents. Would that be the same for you?
Oh, well, yeah. I had a very, how could I put it? A very boring childhood, if you like.
You mean normal?
Very normal, yeah.
Yeah, how it should be. Yeah, see, this is what I found that when I've spoken to people, and so I come across all types of people, and people who don't need to drink or don't want to drink or haven't really drunk, they've always had a very calm childhood, no massive dilemmas and the rest of it. And so as a consequence, because they've always had a calming energy around them as childhood, they don't need to take the edge off when they're a little bit older.
Yeah, that could be it. I've never been interested in it, never needed it. My father didn't drink a lot. My mother didn't drink at all. So I never had it around me at home. But I did have siblings that used to drink. They did drink, but they always had to drink outside the home. They weren't allowed to drink in the home.
Sounds like an Indian family, that.
Eh?
Sounds like an Indian family.
And actually from the northeast, and all my brothers were in the army. So, when they came home on leave, they had to behave at home, and they could go out and raise hell and get drunk. Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
There's 8 of us. I'm the youngest.
Wow, okay. How many brothers, how many sisters?
I have 4 brothers, and I must get this right. I have a twin that's no longer with us.
Okay, I'm
2
sorry
sisters.
to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm from a big family myself. I'm one of 6 children. I'm the youngest.
Yeah, see? So you got your own way as well.
Yeah. I'm the only boy in the family as well.
Ah, right. Okay.
But I'm not spoiled. Everyone that knows my family think or try to say I'm spoiled. I don't see it myself because no one's given me a Ferrari yet.
No, no one's given me one yet. Neither. No. Had the same. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna turn it up a few notches now. You've had a warm up, Wendy. So let's talk about some kind of heated discussions that you've had. So there was that time when somebody was, what I thought was really trying to trigger you, and you responded by using the N-word. I haven't listened to that live stream for a while. How did that come about? And obviously you've given the people that dislike you all the ammunition that they would ever want by able to quote that repeatedly. Tell us what happened there, because that was kind of an ugly episode.
It was an ugly episode. There was this guy, American guy called Ashley P, and he liked to, you know what Americans can be like. They use that word in everyday language, like we say please and thank you. You know, that word comes into their vocabulary. Anyway, so one day on Real Show, you remember him, can't you?
Mhm.
There was Esau and Ashley, and they were saying, "Oh, come, Wendy, jump on, we want to have a word with you," or something like that. So I jumped onto the panel, and Ashley, who I hadn't had a problem with at all, started saying I'd called him an N-word a year ago. I went, no, I haven't called you that. I said, if we had an argument about anything, Ashley, it will have been about the US Army and the British Army, right? Me thinking the British Army is better than the United States Army, obviously, right?
Mhm.
And that's what the argument we had was actually about. But no, he insisted it was about the N-word. And then I said, look, if I called you that, you must have given me a reason to say it. That's all I said, right? And Esau jumped in. And he called me the most disgusting things he could lay his tongue to, right? And for 10 minutes, I tried to ignore Esau and tried to talk to Ashley on a logical level, if you like. But Ashley
Yeah.
was all drugged up, right? You know, when they're like out of it.
Mhm.
And I said to Ashley, I said, I don't know what drugs you've been taking. I said, but I'm really not happy with the way you're behaving today. And in the background, we've got Esau, you fucking bitch, you this, you that, you the other, white slag, white whore. So in the end, I just came out with it. Yeah. Just said it. And I shut up. N-word. And then he said, you wouldn't dare say that again. And I went, well, yeah, I would. And I said it again. I think I said it about 5 times. And then the actual argument between a lot of different people that day went on for about 7 hours, Manny. And during those 7 hours, I apologized for what I said. And I'm going to tell you something that not a lot of people know, but Esau knows, right? He knows. I apologized for it, and yeah, and by the end of it, I was saying that no one should use that word, right? To me, it nearly disappeared anyway, and it's only being brought back by all this silly rap music.
Mm.
So anyway, that ended, right? Now the next day, Raj was having a stream, but I didn't know he was. So Real, I went onto Real's panel on a Sunday night, and he hadn't quite gone live. Yeah, he was still not like live. So there was me, Real, and Esau, and I'm trying to think. I can't remember who else was there. And Real said to Esau, "Oh, there's not going to be no arguing tonight between you two, is there? You know, between me and him." And I said, no. I said, I'm not going to argue about nothing. And he said, no, neither am I. I'm too tired. And anyway, I know she didn't mean it. But he never brings that up. The little pig never brings that up. But what people like Ralph and everybody, what they do, Manny, I said it 5 times. So what they do is they put it on, they make a video and they put it on a loop. So it sounds as though I've said it like 36 times. But I've apologized. It's so much now. I'm never, ever apologizing again. I'm not going to do it. So, yeah, it was all, I don't know. I think it was a big setup that day for some reason.
So they triggered you, and you walked into the trap, and you responded in what they thought, or what they would regard as ideally, because now they're able to put you in a box and repeatedly kind of repeat the mistake, if you like.
Yeah. Well, no, they put me into that. Oh, she was the N-word. box, but I never used it before then. It's not something not a word I use. I haven't used it since then, but they will play it as though I've used it on every channel I've been on. And it's the same, if you listen to it carefully, it's exactly the same video they're playing of me saying it.
Yeah. No, I don't think for a moment that you're racist,
No.
Wendy. So, but it's unfortunate when you kind of fall into these traps. Jupiter saying you basically was race baited, or he race baited you.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that was a lesson not to share platforms with those guys, because this is what the outcome is.
Well, no, that was it was a lesson not to let them get the better of me ever again, and they haven't. No.
So what about, there's a conspiracy about the suicide attempt.
Mm-hmm.
What can you share with us about that? Was that the conspiracy is that those people that have been accused, that were the perpetrators, are basically saying that they don't believe it was a genuine,
Well, Manny, first of all, they weren't in the car with me. They weren't in. See, they live in a place where they seem to think all graveyards are locked up. Well, they're not, right? They weren't there that night. They weren't with they weren't with my sons who came to get me that night. So they can say it's fake. They can say as much as they want, right? I know what happened. My family knows what happened. Jupiter knows exactly what happened. And I will not give them an explanation. They were the ones that caused it, that triggered it. And it did take me some weeks to kind of get my head around what happened. But now I'm totally over it. It's totally like, it'll never happen again. Let me put it that way. Yeah. And
sure.
they did it deliberately that night. Yeah, definitely. They're evil people, Manny.
Well, I don't listen to them. I'm not subscribed to them. So if I ever come across anything, it's things like you or Wendy or some Raj or somebody like play something on there, on your live stream. I can't listen to it. I mean, I actually do other things other than live streaming. I can't waste my time.
I get that, but like when you've got 3 men screaming at you that your husband's you're like, no, what was it? He's not dead. Yes, he is dead. He's maggot food. Gonna dig him up. Gonna do this to him. Gonna do that to him. Gonna do. At one point, I just clicked off. I don't know what point it was. I just stopped listening, and next thing I knew, I was down at his grave. Now they can say, "Oh, whoa, what? That had nothing to do with us." But all I know is that was the trigger. Did you see what I mean, love?
Yeah.
What kind of person does that to another human being deliberately? What? You've got to wonder,
Yeah, it's terrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It sounds like a horrible experience. Okay, so let's turn it up a few notches to a bit more positivity. So Wendy Wu becomes the Prime Minister of the UK. What would you do to sort the country out? So let's start off with immigration.
All immigration would be stopped for 5 years.
Just overnight. 5 years?
Yeah, until we sorted ourselves out. Yeah. The Army and Navy would be deployed to stop them coming in across the ocean.
So when you say stop them coming in, would you say, are you suggesting drop some bombs as they're coming over, or
no, they'd pick them up and take them back to France. And if we had to deal with France, well, we'd deal with France. Yeah.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I blame France for part of this as well.
Okay. And what about the? Would you say that the current immigration population is how can we say what's the word I'm looking for that I'm not going to? I can be exact as I want to. So would you say the current immigration population is larger than we need? And if so, what would you do about that for those people that are already living in the UK that
Okay.
are migrants or illegal migrants?
Yeah, anyone illegal, just get out. You know, you'd have 7 days. If you don't get out on your own accord, you'd be forced out. Illegally, if you're here illegally. But anyone that's come here and is living a normal life and just getting on with their everyday life, working and not causing any trouble, not being violent, not planting bombs or anything else, I don't have a problem with, you know? But if you're here illegally, I do have a problem, big problem.
So what about the calculation of there needs to be more people working in a private organization than the public or on benefits, so that the tax system and the benefit system and the NHS system can operate? So at the moment, there's an ever-growing number of people either on benefits or working for the local council or the public sector, and that only is going to increase. Would you, as a prime minister, try to stop that trend so we start going the other way and increase more jobs in the private sector?
No, I'd no, because in the private sector sometimes the doctors don't actually know you, so you could go in there, say you want such and such, and they'll just give you a prescription for it. Okay. Going private isn't always the best way, but the NHS can't cope purely because the amount of people that are in this country. It's now a money pit, right? So the way to help the NHS is to get rid of some of the people that are in this country.
But people may not want to leave, and
well, if they're here illegally, they've got no choice, have they?
so what about the fact that the more immigrants we have, the more watered down the British culture or the English culture, and even the laws and customs of this land are being continuously watered down? What's your view on that?
I don't care what your culture is. Just don't expect me to change in any way whatsoever. Yeah. I belong to this country. I don't have a second country to go and run to. So I belong to this country. But if they want to come over and live here and be lawful and not break the law and find their best way of living and I don't know, carry on with their own religion, apart from one, I don't have a problem. It's fine with me. But if you're illegal and you're doing illegal things and you're not working and you're costing the taxpayer more money, right? No. Or you come over here just to go because, the NHS is free, because you get that kind of tourism going on. They fly over just to come in and use the NHS. I blame the government for that. And the government should be stronger on it. But I don't have a problem with immigrants that came here in the 1940s and 1960s and settled, and their families have grown up and they're living normal, happy lives, and they celebrate this and they celebrate that. No, that's not a problem. That's part of being British. Yeah. My problem lies with the illegal law. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned twice that you have an issue with Islam.
Yeah, I do.
So, as the Prime Minister and head of the Immigration Department, what would you have in store for the Muslim population of Britain?
The Muslim population. Okay, they would have to pray in their temples or whatever it is they call them. No praying on the streets. Yeah. No praying down at Chessington theme park. You know, none of that. No burqas. You want to follow your religion, you follow it quietly, like Christians do, like Sikhs do. I don't see many Sikhs and Hindus out on the streets praying. No, I do see people who follow Islam blocking the pavements, out praying in the streets, at theme parks, and I've got kids asking me, what are they doing? What are they doing? Who are they? Who are they? Why are they all on the floor praying? No, I'd get rid of them. No, that would be banned.
So, what about? I mean, look, the more religions there are in a country, the more less synergy there's going to be. Would you say that as the Prime Minister, you would also look to encourage the population to choose one religion, or certainly
no.
You would keep it completely free and can follow whatever
if you have people that have come here from India, India, with and they're Sikh and Hindu or wherever that they've got their religion and they follow it, and they do, Manny, they do follow it, and they follow it with dignity, and quietly, and they just get on with it. You can't tell me that you walk past down the street and there's a whole load of Sikh people lying on the floor praying outside, because there never is.
No. Yeah, so it doesn't work like that for the Sikh community.
No, of course it doesn't. I mean, what? There's no problem there. I don't have a problem with people following any religion of their choice. I do have a problem when they want to show, I don't know, a show of power, if you like, and they're blocking pavements, and we hear this call to bloody Allah every now and then in London, and all that makes me sick, to be quite honest, and it would be banned. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you obviously are a Mossad agent.
Yeah, Mossad. Yeah. MI6 tomorrow.
Why are people calling you a Israeli Shale Mossad agent and all that stuff? Where does that come from? I mean, usually I was going to say, usually I can work things out, but I haven't been able to work this out. Where's it coming from?
I don't know, Manny. It's because usually, well, always, I'm firmly on the side of Britain, right, for everything. And it's got just to be do with that. I don't know what, half the time, I don't know what they're talking about, especially if it's Ralph. He talks out the top of his hat anyway. He's a simpleton. I don't know why they call me that. Maybe it's because I believe that Israel does have a right to exist. I don't know. Israel is actually the last bastion of democracy we've got in the Middle East. Israel disappears and there's none. And everyone shouldn't believe the lies that come out of Palestine anyway. But the Jewish people, let's be honest here, the Jewish people have not had an easy time of it. I don't think they have.
So what about the argument? What about the argument that the Israeli government is being very heavy-handed against the Palestinians? And we've seen the footage, we've seen the photographs where there's been genuine casualties. There's been children, women, and men hurt in the conflict, in the exchange, because obviously Israel has powerful weaponry and Palestinians definitely don't. And as a consequence, one seems to be throwing sticks and stones while Israel seems to be responding back very heavy-handedly. Where do you stand on that debate, and what do you think is the best way forward?
Okay, let's remember that the Palestinians don't fire back with sticks and stones. Let's remember that. Let's get that right.
In comparison, I think.
Yeah, I know, but they do have arms, and also they're very good at being terrorists, aren't they? I mean, let's remember Black September when they killed the Olympians in Germany, Munich. They like to blow up buses full of innocent people. Let's not treat the Palestinians as saints. They cannot live next to Israel and just get on. No, they got to be causing trouble all the time. And Yasser Arafat, right? He was such a two-faced individual. While his people starved, he lived in luxury. So I don't know. Really don't know.
There is a conspiracy that Yasser Arafat was actually a Mossad shill, a genuine Mossad shill, not like a Wendy Wu shill, an actual genuine, and that's one of the reasons why he was able to do what he was doing. But yeah, I mean, look, I've heard, I don't know if these stories are true. I don't really know too much about Palestine and the things there. For me, I'm completely anti any country or population receiving any kind of violence against them, whether under what narrative. So anyway, it's horrible seeing people at war, populations at war. I just wish that there were better ways to resolving these issues, but unfortunately there doesn't seem to be.
Well, there's an old saying, Manny, old men make war, young men die in war. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have as many military peeps in my immediate family as you, but I definitely do. And are you a lot like me? Whereas when it comes to war, you're so negative towards it because you kind of know from the members of family that were in the army how terrible it can be.
No, I'm not like you. No.
How have you managed to get over that obstacle?
Well, it started when I was 12, and it was teacher's fault. And a bomb had gone off in Birmingham or somewhere. And I was walking across the playground with the rest of the class, and I said to this ignorant teacher, "Why have they bombed that pub?" And he went, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you're far too young for you to be worrying about things like that." And that got me, that made me really mad, kind of thing, angry. And from then onwards, I've always looked deeply into terrorism, especially, and at times and war, and at times the only answer is war, Manny.
But that's not an explanation to why.
Why?
Yeah, why do you think that sometimes the only option or only solution is war?
Well, because as human beings, right, it's in our DNA to fight, and it depends what the war's caused for. I mean, I do believe the war in Afghanistan needed to happen. As for the one in Iraq, I'm just stay quiet on that.
Why do you want to stay quiet on that? Do you not believe that we were lied to and taken into war?
Yeah, we may have been lied to and taken into war, but that doesn't help the young soldiers that went there, does it really?
No, true, it doesn't. But however, if we don't call a duck, then there might be the same mistakes made in the future.
Yeah, but then again, when you've stood at Wharton Bassett and you've watched those funeral cars coming through with the coffins of young 18 and 19-year-old boys in it, no, I don't care whether it was a fake war or whatever the hell it was.
But there's casualties on both sides of the war. Everyone's somebody's son. Every man is somebody's son, right?
If we're at war and we have an enemy, all right, don't expect me to feel sorry for the enemy.
But what if it's not a genuine enemy? Is mine?
But he was a genuine enemy. They were, they were genuine enemies.
But there were no weapons of mass destruction.
No, there was no weapons of mass destruction. But when the soldiers got there were certainly people with guns who were willing to kill them.
Yes, of course. Just like there would be if anybody tried to invade our country here. But that's
I don't know about that. I mean, people would be too worried and too busy trying to, make a video of it with their phone to actually do something about it. People are becoming very complacent, Manny. And to me, if there's an enemy to be fought, don't expect me to feel sorry for the enemy, because it's not going to happen. And that's why a lot of people don't like me, because I don't put up with idiots who think I'm going to feel sorry for the bloody enemy. No.
You draw the line.
I draw the line completely. For me, it's all about our soldiers, our people. Don't be crying to me about somebody that was trying to kill my uncle or my son or my brother at some point, because it's not going to work.
Okay, fair enough. So let's discuss what you think is going to be happening, or what could happen in the future. Let me start off the conversation with how TV adverts look at the moment. There seems to be a massive amount of I'm talking about TV adverts, where nearly every couple in a TV advert seems to be of different races. A lot of people have taken offense to that, because the majority of couples in this country are both parties are still white. However, the TV advert seems to denote that majority of couples are in mixed marriages. Do you yourself take offense at that by not?
No. I couldn't take offense at that. Why would?
But if that becomes the norm, and there was a future time where there was very few English white or British white people left, would that be something that you would see negatively?
Manny, if as British people, and we all thought as British people as a whole, right, and we all become coffee coloured, I couldn't care less. Do you understand? I couldn't care less. To me, it's not about the colour of your skin. It's how you think, how you are, and who you are. It's got nothing to do with the colour of your skin. That doesn't bother me at all, not one bit.
Sure. Okay. So where else do you think our country is going to go? What do you think is going to happen? Is it butterflies and rainbows and unicorns, where we all skip
We have
over
to,
the hills? Or do you think it's something dark is upon us?
Look, there's something dark is definitely upon us, Manny, and you're going to love this, right? Because you're such a little conspiracy theorist, aren't you?
Well,
But
I
yeah,
like to discuss everything.
no, there is something dark upon us at the moment. I don't like the government at the moment. In fact, I hate the government of today. But we seem incapable of finding a government that will actually govern in the right way. But I mean, this monkeypox and all and everything, it's just all too very, very convenient. You've only got to look at what happened with the vaccines and everything else. I was talking to a nurse the other day. She's had COVID 3 times. I said, have you been vaccinated? And she said, yeah. So what does that tell you?
Did you tell her I've got a friend called Manny, and he always said that those who were vaccinated would be getting it? And I'm Wendy, and I said, no, Manny, you're a conspiracy theorist. And
Yeah,
now
so I got this lunatic called Manny. I said, he said, no. I just looked at her. I thought, oh my God. But she's not the only one. A lot of people who've been fully vaccinated have ended up getting it, and you've got to wonder about that. So therefore, that's not a vaccine, is it? Because if it's a vaccine, you don't get it. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not a vaccine. And so now monkeypox. You've just got. It's like you're sitting, waiting for the next thing to come along. And I don't like this printing of money neither. The constant printing of money to give to people, because that makes our money worthless. The more money that's printed, the less our money is worth. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like we're going to be heading into a Great Depression also. Yeah. And the government think that we're all thick and we can't see it. But this £400 they say they're going to give to everybody. If I can see it, right, that's going to our money's going to become worthless. The government know it. They know what they're doing. You know, it's what happened in pre-Adolf Hitler days. That's exactly what happened in Germany, wasn't it? After a pandemic as well as a war. So yeah, that worries me. If I'm worried about anything, it's definitely about the constant printing of all this money. Giving the money away, yeah, there you go, and then all of a sudden, the pound will be worthless, and we'll be in a big depression.
Yeah, we're definitely going into high inflation, and we're definitely going to have a problem with the housing. Now, UK's economy, 80% of it comes from around the property market, and as interest rates go up, people are really going to know what a dilemma they have, because the interest rates were practically zero for a long time, and the average in the UK is 5%. So just on that rise, people on average, from my calculations, when I've done some analysis, is that the average mortgage is going to rise around £500, which doesn't sound a lot of money, you know, at first, but when you consider £500 per household for say on average there's 2 adults living there, it's quite a lot. And then that's if it returns to the average, which is 5%. Now, of course, because it's been at zero for so long, and also because they've printed so much money, like you quite rightly have pointed out, there's going to be inflation. I'm not saying hyperinflation, or that could be. Then it's got to go way above 5%, and it's got to start looking towards the 10%, and that, of course, is problematic, and people are going to be in a very difficult position.
Yeah, they are. You know, I worry for the young parents and the small children. God knows what position we're going to be in another year's time. Because, you know, Rishi Sunak, he doesn't seem to care. It's like he wants to open his suitcase and just be throwing money at us all. Here you are. Have it, yeah. But you're all going to pay for it later.
Yeah, Rishi Sunak is firmly, is clearly, as far as I'm concerned, working for his masters, which is the World Economic Forum and Goldman Sachs, his former employer. So everything that he's doing is perfectly working towards the agenda that the WEF are setting. And if hyperinflation is indeed their goal, then of course he's printing money like there's no tomorrow. I mean, if anyone thinks that the government printing money to help you out, then I've got a beachside apartment I want to sell to you in Bradford with wonderful views. The government is not there to serve you whatsoever. They are firmly there to serve their corporate masters. And
exactly, yeah. And that, out of everything, that's the thing I worry about the most. Because I can remember when Greece went down.
Yeah.
I'd hate for that to happen to this country.
Yeah, and with Greece, it's a smaller population and it's a hot country, and they still have a very community existence there, right? So
yeah, we don't know each other.
Yeah, we don't have that in the UK anymore.
No, we don't. No, that's something that's gone. It's like pull the ladder up, Jack. I'm all right, isn't it? Kind of attitude now.
Exactly. I mean, I'm mid-40s, and the changes I've seen in this country. I mean, I've lived in a lot of different cities, and the changes I've seen in this country in my few years is astonishing in every aspect, and we really are living in some interesting times. But one of the main things that I've seen is the community, the local community, knowing each other. Just
they don't anymore, do they?
I find that
I don't know who my next door neighbour is.
Right, and I remember finishing primary school, and every single parent knew who I was.
Yeah.
Right, and my parents knew all the other kids, and and now it's just like who's who. It's just. I find it crazy, and like you say, nobody knows their neighbours these days.
No,
you can't rely on anybody, and no one goes to anyone's houses. I remember the weekends and the evenings. Anyone would just come round, and
the door would just open, and then they'd come. Yeah, I know.
And now, if you turn up without calling first, people get offended.
Yeah, what? You could have called and let me know you were coming.
I must admit, I'm guilty of that myself. I do get a bit irked if somebody just comes around, but that's because I like to pretend I'm busy and very important. But in hindsight,
oh right, yeah,
I'm just a miserable sod.
People did used to just turn up to have a natter. Not anymore, though. They got a book, they got to give you a call first and say, well, can you fit me in a week's time?
Yeah.
To come round to have a chat.
That's right. And even the pubs closing down. I mean, you would meet your friends in the local pub or even the restaurant or bar. There's so many pubs just closing down now. It's not the same.
Well, where I come from originally, the northeast, it's exactly the same. It hasn't changed at all, right? But down here, it's kind of changed a bit. But for up the northeast, no, it's just the same. Pubs are open. People know, everyone knows everyone else. But I wouldn't go back and live there. Oh God, no.
It's very different up north. I find very different.
Yeah, it's very different, isn't it? Flat caps and whippets, yeah.
I don't really miss up north. But
neither do I, Manny. No.
I'm going to be honest, but I like to visit, but that's it. Nothing.
Oh yeah, you came from that great place called Leeds.
Nothing wrong with Leeds.
Oh, what was his name? Oh, what's that footballer? Rory Bremner, wasn't it?
Yeah. What a friendly chap.
Was he?
He was fairly friendly, yeah. Yeah, but Leeds in the 70s, the decade I was born, was a very big and powerful club. It just, it ran out of vavavoom, unfortunately.
Yeah, what's happened to it? Because it's absolute rubbish now, isn't it?
Well, it's back in the Premier League, but unfortunately, the Premier League is a type of league where you have a lot of billionaire, trillionaire owners. So as a consequence, it's hard to keep up. I mean, they're good as most teams, apart from the top 4 or 5. But you need about 200 million every year just to buy the best players possible. But the good news is Premier League makes a lot of money, so the clubs are rich, generally speaking. Jupiter saying Leeds was known for hookers. Was it?
Yeah, and Newcastle. Yeah.
But Newcastle, even now, is a massive district where people go for their stag nights and what have you, like loads of strip clubs, right?
Yeah, it's full of them. But they've still got the community essence there in Newcastle. Sunderland, Durham, all that area. I mean, for people who live in Newcastle, Sunderland and Durham, Leeds is like going south.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going south. Where to? Oh, I'm going to Leeds.
Yeah, Manchester as well. Manchester has that kind of feel about it. So people that live in between Scotland and Manchester, or with Scotland and Leeds, they like to travel down because they think they're going places. I mean, in fairness, both of them are large cities and they do have a good nightlife, especially when you're young.
Oh yeah, when you're young, it's brilliant. But when you're older, but I never fitted in the Northeast. I was not made to stay in the Northeast. No.
So, what do you prefer, the Midlands?
I'm not going to say what I prefer. I'm not saying.
We'll just call it the Isle of Wight then, or
the Isle of Man. Yeah.
Shetland Islands or something.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to clarify? Not so much in this stream, but generally, any misconceptions that people hold about you? Any confirmations or anything like that? Because they rarely let you speak without interrupting. Apart from obviously on Jupiter's, because you and Jupiter are thick as thieves.
Yes.
Anything you want to clarify that perhaps people don't quite?
Yeah, sticking to my own beliefs doesn't make me a racist. I'm not a racist. And like last week when Betty was saying about different little names that I'd made up for people, right? And Betty, it's no different to you calling people Cinderella and Snow White. Let's remember that. If I want to call someone Chicken George, that's no difference to you calling somebody Cinderella or Snow White. Yet, there seems to be a difference. That's the only thing I want to clarify. Stop calling me that. Find something else to call me. I really don't mind being called a shill or whatever the hell it's called. That doesn't bother me. No, apart from that, no. Love me or hate me, I stand for this country and only this. And if you're an enemy of this country, don't expect any sympathy from me because you won't get it.
There you go. Yeah. And all we need to now is give you a rifle and send you to the trenches.
Been there, done that, and got the T-shirt. So no, I've done my bit. I'm just watching to see who fails to do their bit, protecting this land of ours.
Indeed. Well, Wendy, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for your time and answering the questions. I'm sorry if any of them were a bit too cheeky. I try not to cross the line.
No, you've been fine. Yeah, it's been
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, hopefully I'll be on the same panel with you in the near future. But really big thank you for spending the evening with us and answering the questions.
It's been a pleasure, Manny.
Thank you very much.
Okay, love. Good night.
Good night. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Wendy Woo. I see there was the chat was going hectic. So over all the social media platform, the highest we had was 103. I haven't got the stats on how many people were watching on Speakers Corner online. I will probably get them. So yeah, that was a good stream. Thank you to everybody that showed appreciation to Wendy, and even bigger thank you for those people that didn't like Wendy, because without everybody together it wouldn't be a community, would it? I'm trying to be neutral. All right, I think we are going to leave it there. That was a very good stream. So what's happening Wednesday, me and Banksy will be back doing the SEO podcast. I think we're on week 16 now. Is it week 16? I can't remember, to be honest. And also, Banksy is doing another live stream on Friday. So he will be in central London, maybe. I'm not too sure. But if you didn't watch Friday's live stream, big up to Banksy on Friday live stream. I offered him £400 to dance for 30 seconds and then go over to the lady in the brown dress and ask her out for a date, and he bottled it. I think it was 400. I definitely went up to 300. 30-second dance when the music was on, and then go over to the lady in the brown dress and ask her out for a date, and he bottled it. I will not be making that offer again. However, I was a bit jealous that he was having such a good time. So if I can get everything wrapped up this Friday, maybe I'll join him. I don't know, but I'm definitely jealous. Next Monday, I might be on location. I say might. So the next interview might be I'm on the road, in terms of I'll go see the person. Okay, Simon, I hate it. Season has confirmed it was £400. Bunga Bunga as well. Yes, he bottled it. £400. It went up to, okay, there you go. I actually would have paid him. I spoke to him afterwards. I said, well done, Banksy. That was a really entertaining live stream. And he said that he didn't think I was going to pay. I would have paid. But anyway, I'm £600. I thought it was 400. Okay, let's just go with 600. I'm £600 richer. I'd rather give that to charity than to Banksy anyway. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you on Speakers Corner, on all their social media platforms, and obviously on my platforms as well, and on Speakers Corner Online. If you haven't downloaded the Speakers Corner Online app, you can do so on Android and iOS. If you don't want to use the app, come over to www.speakerscorner.online. Get yourself an account. You only need your email, and practice your free speech before they take it away. Okay, over and out. See you soon.
And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?